Hey everybody, welcome back to the live stream. I know we're a little late in the day here, at least in Central Time here in the U.S., pushing 9:30. But it's been a while since I've been able to deliver any content, and I kind of felt bad about that. So was hoping I could get a little something out for you guys. I was going to work on just a video of cleaning that old case that everybody wants me to save, or something. And honestly, just with the holidays, haven't had a lot of time. So I've been itching to play the original Sims. I loved this game as a kid. I was never very good at it. Usually, most of the time, what I tried to do was make a haunted mansion, and of course, by doing to do that, you have to essentially move in multiple families, have them die, and then make a double wall with their gravestones so nobody can mourn them. So hundreds of ghosts flood the place, which gets to be just a lot of laughs, I guess, in a very morbid way. So I'm not really sure what the aim is with this stream or game. What I'm going to do this time around. I know as a kid I was really like vague on how to actually play the game correctly. So I think I might actually try and just make a successful sim. I haven't done that on the original Sims ever. I always just played to have fun and to make wild stories. I remember in The Sims 2, you got the capability of taking like screenshots and making like a storybook. And I had a lot of fun with that feature. So sometime in the future, I want to do Sims 2 for sure. But the original Sims, the biggest thing I like to do is throw a big party for the whole neighborhood and invite them all over with all my wicker furniture and fireworks and just torch the neighborhood. I am not a psychopath, I promise, but again, it's a video game, and I'm not into shooters, so this is my my morbid sense of humor playing out. So, this is the Sims Complete Collection. This one here, it's got a tutorial on how to play the game. I don't really need that, so we're just gonna go right in and create a family. Oh, look, they were roommates. If you know, you know. A bachelor family, pleasant family. Well, let's go ahead and make our family up here, and I think we're going to go ahead and make them the unpleasant family. And what I always like to do is kind of make the exact same identical sim and make 8 of them, all adults, all unrelated, and just basically move them into a house and build like a giant mansion around them, and then make a haunted house. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and make a nice normal sim who's just not nice. So he may have my stage name here, but definitely I am not an unnice person or an unpleasant person. Yeah, that's probably about right. And we're going to go a little messy and a little less active. I should be more active, shouldn't we all? Super playful, because I am definitely playful. I'm fairly outgoing too. So really outgoing, really playful, a little active, pretty messy, but just a terrible person. So again, not really like me at all. Um, let's see here. Switch out the heads. In later Sims versions, you can like edit every single aspect uh, of their face. It honestly, it gets to be too much. I think EA went a little too hard in the paint with the customization. I kind of like the prefab heads. So let's see. This game was the late 90s, so we're going to go with this classic late 90s look with a little different body. I don't remember this one. I never had the complete collection, so that works. And let's see, a quick bio. So, Urzamaster Unpleasant is a late 90s dude who probably isn't a psychopath, but time will tell. And that's basically just going to be how I play this game. If this sim ends up being unsuccessful and really it doesn't make a splash doing normal sim things, we'll just have him set something on fire. Yeah, we're gonna go solo with this family. Why not? And let's go buy a plot of land. So one of the things I always like to do in the original Sims was, um, find a cheap lot and then build a house. So we've got 3,500 for this. Um, that's pretty decent. I can build a fairly cool house on that. It'll leave me with plenty of leftover money. And the thing was, in the original Sims that I used to do is I used to dump a ton of money into building a really nice house, but I would never buy any flooring or wall covering because it just seems superfluous. Um, just because, what do you need that for? You're gonna get roaches. Just stomp them into the grass and nobody cares. But again, I was pretty young when this game came out. I'm not that young. Like I knew better, but I always wanted to be cheap and then try and work my way up into moving into the big mansion at the top of the hill. Um, and I think I had one sim ever that I like cheated my way to getting just far enough to get that, but you know, never really got too deep into that. Um, the cool thing about the original Sims is they put a lot of time and effort into their little ads, their little explanations of this or that. So if you really pay attention when you're playing this game, you can actually find quite a bit of funny stuff just embedded in the game. Um, even some of the NPCs are just named funny names, and I always thought that was just really cool. Something that I think later Sims games sort of gave up on. Like they didn't really, I don't know, put the effort in, and that's probably just on EA. Honestly, I think when Maxis was the primary, like you know, they just showed greater effort and greater care with what they were doing. The one thing I will say I'm a little disappointed on, I need to get an audio splitter or something because I can't hear the audio, and you guys can because it's getting captured, but the audio in this game was really pretty fun, um, and oh cool. Oh yeah, that's right. All the expansions added quite a bit. No, I don't need the help system. Okay, so let's pause and let's start off with checking out what we got going on here. All right, got a couple of trees and a shrub. Um, I forget what I was saying, but yeah. So I think the later versions of The Sims, while they're very fun and way more playable, um, they're not. I don't know. They're just not. There's something magical about this original Sims game that I just truly enjoyed. So um, over the years, I have figured out how to build a house sort of in the most efficient manner to kind of get the biggest bang for your buck, and just save a little coin up front, but also provide your sim with kind of enough of what they need to be successful. So a single sim is fairly easy. You start with your bathroom, living room, kitchen slash dining, and then off the bathroom, I usually build a single bedroom. And I add a little size to this because sometimes I'll swap the bedroom areas and end up, doing, like a game room or something or study, um, or whatever I end up needing for whatever career path I'm in. And then I usually add a second room just to kind of add a little symmetry to the house a little bit. Now, obviously, the bathroom's not quite the same size, so it's not completely symmetrical. But I'm also have an eye for design here. I want this house to look decent. Now, the idea of having two rooms off each side of the main, for me, is just that I can expand the kitchen and dining later. And then in later editions of The Sims, I would do like a pool out back or something, or a patio, to make it look really classy when my Sims, eventually get to that point where they need like tons of exercise or something. Now in this case, I don't know how deep we need to get on that, but just a thought in case you're into Sims design. The other thing I do is I try to bring in a lot of natural light. Couple of reasons for that is one, it's really hard to keep your Sims happy, just as a rule, and two, honestly, I as a human. I like a lot of natural light in my own home, so I try to keep the aesthetic of my stims pretty close to myself because then I feel like I can understand them a little better. Because part of the fun of this game is it's kind of an exercise in psychology, really, and that to me has always been kind of the allure of this game is like trying to get to know how to play your Sims well. I also use these little high windows here for my kitchen, above my cabinetry, and in my bathroom. Again, I'm getting a little bit of the weeds under this design aspect. I'm sure you guys don't really care, but it's I just want to give you my thoughts as to why I do what I do. For me, I find it interesting when I hear people streaming either on YouTube or other platforms when they kind of walk me through, what are they honestly thinking? Like, what's their process? Why do they do what they do? Why is this method of playing the game preferred versus another method? And again, it's just a curiosity I have. Interesting though, the views in this, they don't really rotate the screen. They kind of give you very rigid camera angles. I guess I just hadn't thought of that since I hadn't played this game in a long time. Oof, that's a very ugly door. In later versions of The Sims, you actually get like a nice smooth camera roll. So if you're newer generation and you haven't played the original Sims like I have, some of this may be a little baffling to see. It's old tech. I do like this though, which is something I don't think they do in later versions of The Sims, is showing you where your windows and doors are. So when you're doing wall covering or what have you, you kind of have an idea of like, what's going on here with what you've got. So if you need to place a painting or something, you kind of get an idea of like where stuff is at. And me personally, I just like to keep things uniform. I know I say me personally, that's super redundant, so you guys can skip calling me out in the comments because I realize that's redundant as hell. We'll do a brick exterior. Unbelievably cheap. And then we'll do a roof on top. Oh, the roof looks fine. I don't really care. What do we got for roof options? We got what looks to be some... Oh yeah, they're just different patterns. Well, if that's the case, do these little like organic shingles. Nah, we'll stick with these shakes. I like the shake look. So that's pretty much it as far as like basic house goes. I would really encourage you to play around with it, especially in later Sims games. Like I think that's one of the things they actually have improved on is just that design aspect. But now to furnish this place, so seating is important, like wildly important in this game, and I've always found that very bizarre because honestly, like to me, I don't think about seating in my own home that much. But we'll just start with some comfort stuff, and then the bed. I usually try to splurge on the bed up front, just because a good night's sleep is really important as a person, but definitely to your sim. And since we're trying to make a successful sim without cheating, just bear that in mind. If that's your goal, is to not cheat, it's very useful to not, basically not skimp on stuff like that. So the other thing I would definitely recommend is getting a dishwasher. And actually, one of these I need to trade for a stove. So we'll lose a little money there, but that's okay. And then, I didn't make this room quite big enough, but it doesn't really matter. Because he's just a single guy, we're not going to be entertaining. So we're going to add a nice dining chair so he can eat. And decorations I always do last because you want to kind of dump your money into all the stuff that's going to keep your sim alive and, make your sim smarter and better at their job. If you want to, again, if you want to cheat and just have fun with your sim, I do that all the time. No judgments here. But personally, I like to try and do the right thing when I'm not obviously going to do the wrong thing. Now, in this case, we're just going to put the fridge over there. And I know that seems like an odd choice, but I always put the garbage can next to the refrigerator. And the only reason I do that is because Sims love to snack. And I know my guy's filthy, so having a garbage can right next to the door might come in handy if we ever want to entertain. The microwave, it really doesn't make a huge difference. I like having the microwave just because you can get fast food if you need to like emergency feed your sim. But in this case, we're going to try and do this the smart way. We're not going to go with the garbage compactor right now, but we are going to do with a dishwasher. Oh, interesting. So in this game, I forgot. Okay, so here you go. Something you may have forgotten if you've only played later edition Sims games. It doesn't automatically put the dishwasher in the countertop. So good to know. Lost a little extra money there, but that's okay. The only other thing I can think of is I still need that garbage can. And I don't know if it's going to be in here. We might have to circle back to that. That's okay. So the other thing we'll need is a bathroom. And it's important to buy a decent toilet. For the most part, you're not losing out on a toilet. The nice thing about it is they're all basically the same. Now, shower, hygiene can be important. So you want to try and get a good shower where you can. I kind of like this one because it grants a little bit of design boost to the room. It's not perfect, but it'll do in a pinch. And then a standing sink, I like them because you can put a mirror above them, and then you get the chance at doing like speeches and stuff, brushing your teeth, all that good stuff. Not 100%, has to happen for your sim, but it is something that you will want to do. We're going to go ahead and get them the old school CRT TV because we don't need nothing too fancy right now. I'm not going to get the TV we all grew up with, the monochrome, but it is important to have at least a TV. I'm going to splurge and get them the wall hanging phone. I don't know, for my purposes, it just makes sense. And then we'll get a fire alarm. At this point, we don't need a theft alarm. He doesn't have anything worth stealing. Okay, so lighting. It's important to get lights because despite the natural light that you get, you are going to need some decent lighting in the nighttime. And I like to get it just because I like to be able to see what my sim is doing. I know that sounds kind of odd, but in later editions of the game, like your house will be pretty dark. Like you won't be able to see much if you don't have some lighting and it's not daytime. And I don't know if I'm just getting old, but like I have a hard time seeing stuff sometimes as it is. But let's see. I always like to get a bookcase and a chessboard. The chessboard is a good buy because you get some fun while you get your logic skill. So if you're, again, not cheating on your sim, go with the chessboard. Running a little short on cash, so we're just going to go ahead and give him a basic chair there. I might regret that later, but that's okay. Let's see, the only other thing I can... there's our trash can. Okay, little trash can. And I think that pretty much sums it up. So again, we're down to 421 simoleons. Not too bad. I mean, if you think about it, we got a nice house, reasonably furnished, and, we'll work on the decor as we go, but you want to try and boost your room up. I like to do it with art because It's usually fairly inexpensive and it's easy. Zombo the Effervescent. That's amazing. So, this goofy thing, we're going to add that. That's going to be our one deal there. Rugs are also pretty good, but we don't have enough simoleons, and I don't want this guy to starve right away. So, we're going to go into live mode and hit play. So, first things first, let's see here. Let's find a job. I know he wants to check out his bed. Believe you me, I get it. Golf caddy. 90 simoleons a day. Not too bad. 4 a.m.'s not bad. Mystery man. Interesting. He rang my doorbell and he's walking away. Yeah, okay. Wow. That was interesting. Oh. Am I reading for pleasure? All right. Right on to this guy. I wish I could read for pleasure now. I burned myself out on reading for learning, and it's a little tough to read for pleasure these days. So, who's hot? Let's find out who's hot, and then let's toss it. Oh. And a package of mystery items. Huh. Well, all right. Magico's Magical Starter Kit. Wow. Okie dokie. Oh, got a phone call. See, it kind of helps if you can hear what's going on. Wow. 1,300 simoleons. That's dope. Let's go shake hands with Bella Goth. Oh, and Mortimer Goth. We'll wave at Mortimer. I don't know about you guys, but Mortimer and Bella Goth are like my nemesis in this game. I always get into a fight with Mortimer, and I always end up sleeping with Bella, which is A-okay by me, but let's quick move these. And we'll move this stuff later, but I just want it off my lawn. And these are things that in my original playthrough of The Sims, I honestly have no idea. I don't think these must have been a later expansion, because I don't know what they do necessarily. I'll add that to the inventory. I don't know. I don't know. Talking shoes. Makes sense. I'm going to be teased by Mortimer. I'm going to brag. Screw you, Mortimer. I'm going to admire Bella. I'm just going to be awful to Mortimer Goth. You know what? I'm going to flirt with his wife right in front of him. Oh, I think I got teased by Bella. Well, that's okay. Yeah, let's growl. Oop. Okay, she doesn't like that, so we're just going to talk about interests. Got to make some friends in The Sims to, I don't know, not have my social thing drop off the face of the earth. So, with that, I think we'll just be fine there. Okay. All right, good enough. Let's go tend to our needs. There's a cat nearby. Bring that in. Trash that paper. Have a snack. See, I don't know what it is about these Sims, but they just like constantly want to have a snack, and I don't get it. Read label. Look up spells. Belgoth just invites herself in my house to just hang out, eat some chips, fill up my garbage. Oh boy, we don't have a lot in common, this Belgoth. But with my winnings, what do I care? I know I'm not very neat, so I'm going to empty my trash now. And, oh, I'm getting begged by a dog named Cher. Bella Goth is back. She's coming over to take a shit. I'm just making friends with these stray dogs. Oh, did she make a mess in my house? Or no, did the dog pee somewhere? Aw. Bella's hungry, and you know what? Actually, I think I'm hungry too, so I'm going to go ahead and have myself a quick dinner. And let's see if my sim starts himself on fire. Okay, good. So far, so good there. Oh, and there's a raccoon. Alright, whatever. My sim's getting pretty tired, and he's got to be up at 4 a.m., so hopefully he stops eating sometime soon. Go to sleep, you dingus. Oh, a burglar? Apparently didn't want to burgle me. Well, alright. Fun thing about The Sims is all the weird little NPCs that show up in the middle of the night. Alright, I got about an hour for my carpool. I think we're going to have to cut this sleep short and take a shower. I want to make a nice impression on my first day. Off to work he goes. So in the meantime, let's just take a look at what we got going here. Anything goofy going around? I don't see anything. So I know for sure we've had at least one burglar sighting. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and use up some of our discretionary funds. And we're going to find ourselves a burglar alarm. Never hurts to have one of these. And we're in a golf caddy track, so with that, we're going to need something to build up our strength. And I'm trying to remember if this one has the weight set or... let's see. Yep, here we go. So we're going to have to build up our physical strength or our athletic skill. And that should do it. We'll leave the rest for now. And when he gets back, he's going to work out. One of the nice things about having a sim job that starts early in the morning is they're usually back at a decent hour, so you can still build up your social without, going too crazy. All right, then we're going to clean up these messes out here. And recycle that. Recycle that. We don't need any of this stuff. Nice. Body skill. That's what they call it in this version. Alright, with that, he's going to eat something. Good. Good. Use. Flush. Running low on energy, but then we're going to play some chess to build up our fun skill. There we go. Back in bed. All right. A lot of animals roaming around. I find that very odd. I guess I just don't remember that from back in the day playing this game, but that's fine. All right. So let's play some chess, have some fun. Logic's always a good skill. Clean that up. Have dinner. Alright, use this. And wash our hands. I didn't buy a mirror, did I? That's okay. watch TV. Until work. Guess he wanted to take a quick shower. No worries. All right, cool. So, and I don't think in this version of the game you can't like work hard or study or anything. So, no issues there. Let's see, what do we got to work on? We got to build up that social skills. I think when we get home, I'm going to call a neighbor, and should probably work out again. We'll just start with that. Micromanaging a sim is tough. You know, it's not so bad when it's one sim. You can probably build somebody up to make them fairly serviceable, but you know, you get too deep into the micromanagement scene and it just gets kind of annoying. Like at some point you just want, yeah, we'll call Bella. She seems to like us. Let's invite her over. Count me out. All right. Well, Bella Goth does not like us, apparently. Whatever. We'll work out, burn off the stigma and rejection. And with that, I think we're going to take a nap. Oh. Cher apparently is just invited into our home now. Oh, we get a little social out of that, though. After we have some food, let's play with that dog. Oh, well, I guess now we sort of de facto have a dog who's probably going to pee in our house at some point. Hey, I have dogs. It happens. You just got to deal with that. All right, so we're about to wake up. We got to use. Definitely got to shower. Have some dinner. We got to get that green back before we go to work. Whoop. Oops. Well, I don't know why we were making a salad on the stove. That's interesting, but okay. For somebody who's supposedly not neat, I find it very interesting that he's cleaning up after himself without much prompting. All right, send him off to work. And the odd thing about this version of The Sims is like you don't gain social while you're at work, which I think most of the later Sims versions you do. Interesting though. Let's see. So when he gets back, really got to work on that social aspect. So I think we throw a party. All right, we got 90 simoleons. We're doing good. Cool. So, throwing parties. I was never very good at this. But one thing that everybody seems to enjoy is fireworks. And balloons. With that, let's see, we'll put some balloons in there. I don't know. There's the fireworks. Fireworks are great. And I think the most fun you can have with fireworks is starting a bunch of wicker on fire. But in this case, we're not aiming to set anything on fire. So ideally, people will just be entertained by the fireworks we're going to launch. And it looks like a lot of folks are unhappy. That's okay. Let's chat up Tiffany. Oh, hello, Letitia. Uh-oh. Not a mime. Oh no. Launch these fireworks again. So, I have thrown a terribly unsuccessful party, and with that, the best thing about this is you can always bail and serve lunch. Uh-oh. Have a snack. Forget the fire. Well, got everybody's attention. Let's see. My sim's pretty tired, so we're going to go ahead and use that and hit the hay. When in doubt, put your sim to sleep. Party didn't go so great, no big deal. Alright, so we'll clean that up, have breakfast. Oof. Clean up. And hopefully we can fit a little chess in. Too depressed to play chess? Hey. Well, it could be worse. Hey, you gotta go to work, dude. Alright, well, I got him off to work anyway. Again, it could be worse. So let's go ahead and recycle this before we get roaches. And I think we're going to be pushing the limits of how many queued actions we can have here. Clean that up. Good lord. Yeah, the whole messy character thing is really getting rough. And it looks like that one of those magical items disappeared. Not sure how or why, but okay. Again, not really familiar with how that all works. Alright, so we did hit our limit for queued actions anyway. Get him home from work. Use the toilet, take a shower. Oh boy, clean that up. Oh, and Cher's back. You can get a little social by petting the dog. Alright, we'll have some dinner. Comfort. Let's watch TV and build up that fun. Pet our little puppy friend. And hit the hay. Alright. So we made a dog friend. We're not really good at making friends with other Sims, which, hey, I get it. I get it, bro. Let's see. Let's give him a little more time to sleep before we start stacking up his next tasks. But we got him back in the green, which is really tough to do in this game, I have to say. I feel like once you hit that little depression circle with a Sim in the original Sims, you're fighting tooth and nail to get back. Alright, so we got about an hour. Should give us enough time to maybe eat. Alright, we're not going to have time to use the toilet. We're going to have to just do that at work. think we're just going to let this one ride. Recycle, 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 recycle. Use. Weird. This guy snacks like crazy. All right, let's see. So we need to boost our social. Let's try calling a neighbor. Mama Hick, Tiffany, Betty, Letitia. Letitia Towney. We seem to do okay with her. Letitia's at work. Try back later. Well, what a bummer. Let's go accost this man. Doesn't like pie, apparently. Gunther. That's interesting. Apparently I do like pie. Talk about dogs? Guy doesn't like dogs? Oh, it wasn't pie, it was a dog. What a dick! Alright, let's insult him. And then let's go relieve ourselves. Hey, what the hell? Be talked to. Oh, this guy's going to give me a talking to because I insulted him by shaking my fist at him. All right, well, you know, it is what it is, I guess. What the hell? He's just hanging out in there while I'm taking a shower? What a nard. All right. He wants to talk about shoes. Okay. Oh, we got a stray cat up in here. That's cool. I'm just going to pet this cat. Maybe this weirdo will go away. I just like grabbed him off the street and he's just like, I'm coming in your house to talk to you now. Boy, it's a good thing real life doesn't go like this. This guy might actually end up becoming my friend. All right. Well, unlike in later versions of The Sims where people can just come around and like mess up your toilet, I don't have to worry about that at least. But it is interesting how easy it is to piss off some Sims. All right, let's get him up. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. I know. Isn't that how we all wake up for work? I don't even have to get into a car, but okay. So he's gonna be just starving when he gets home, but that's gonna have to just wait. So let's see. My work is average. Yeah, improving your mood. That's always tough, especially when you have a 4 a.m. job. But I kind of figured that was what was holding him back, because usually by now you get your first promotion. But hey, 90 simoleons a day really isn't bad, and I get most of the day. Get mail. Oh boy, he's got some bills to pay. No, we're not going to have a snack, my friend. You need to actually eat. Okay, so we've got that going on. We'll pay our bills, and then we're going to call a neighbor and see if we can get Letitia over. I feel like we were hitting it off with her. That might be a chance for us to get some decent... Letitia's at work. Darn it. Well, here comes a Cheshire cat. Hecuba. Oh, that sounds like a cat we want to be friends with. Gives us a little social anyway. We'll knock out that bladder need, and let's get some fun in and some comfort boost. And we really need to work out. Yep, I know. Let's play with and then sleep. Play with the kitty. Hit the hay. And just out of curiosity, Hecuba Goth. Okay, so this is the Goth family's cat. That's interesting. Cher's a stray. Callie's a stray. So right now my strongest friendship is with Bella Goth, really? Boy, I don't even know hardly any of these other people, but okay. Well, all well and good, I guess. So my interests center on law, weather, the 60s. Man. Oh, and movies. Okay. Well, well, my sim seems really boring, but we can probably make something happen here anyway. So the cats are romping about in the backyard. It's a little too late to start queuing up some food for this guy. I think at this point I've kept the sim alive several days. It's admirable. He hasn't made a ton of money, but he's kind of getting by. I think the tough part is he's sort of in this, mode where he doesn't have enough of a good mood to get that promotion where he can make enough money, where he can work a little more on like social and self-improvement. But I got to hand it to the guy. He's kept himself alive. That's admirable. Well, our shower broke, but that's okay. We'll just hit him with the cleanup and fix the shower. I will say it's a little less entertaining when you're just trying to make a sim and just play the game than when you just purposefully build a haunted house that you can, essentially torture sims in. I know that sounds a little odd when you say it out loud like that, but it's one of those things where like part of the fun of the Sims is just kind of the goofy stuff that they do, in my opinion, and I've always thought that it was kind of interesting when you could put them into situations where they had to deal with being continuously haunted and all that good stuff. But there again, it's not exactly maybe the best way of going at things, but all right, so we got him on a pretty good routine of taking care of his basic needs. The tough part now is he really needs that social interaction. Oh, perfect. Belagoth's agreed to come over. So in the meantime, we're going to sit and watch TV. And then we will greet Bella. And let's see. Talk to. She likes the weather. That's good. That's one of our interests. And we got to get in and watch some TV here. And hopefully she'll sit with us. That's a great way to build up that social stat. Oh, she likes to gossip. Good, good. Oh, she doesn't like the joke. Okay. Let's go about dogs. She doesn't like dogs. Okay. Entertain. Juggle? She really doesn't like juggling. Okay. Well, before I screw up that relationship anymore, I'm going to hit the hay and let her leave on her own. Boy, it's tough to please a sim. I think it's easier just to talk to real live people than it is to like please sims. They are very much very picky, but that's okay. So we got a raccoon coming through who's going to beef with our garbage. Fine. Let's clean that up. Recycle this stuff. We don't need that. Yeah, you're angry. You got woken up by a raccoon. I get it, bro. Oh, and the carpool's going to be here soon. Oh, great. So we have more bills to deal with. And sorry, friend. Go to work. Very depressed. Oh, boy, he's getting closer and closer to that fire party every day. Well, let's see. You never know. Ooh, he is not doing well at his job. to work hungry and grumpy. Well, the good news is I don't think this job is really for him, and I think that's bringing him down. I don't want to look for a job right now. I'm too depressed. Well, I guess I get that. I feel that. I feel that in my soul. But it doesn't change the fact that we really need to work on figuring life out here, friendo. So we get a little comfort there. We need to generate some fun and improve that mood. See, we got flies flying around, so there's something gross. All right, well, let's answer that phone. Wow! All right, 850 simoleons. I can't complain. All right, so let's clean up the shower. Prepare that food. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. We fell asleep standing up. Not good. Wake up, dude. Go to bed. All right, we'll get some comfort back. Hopefully just in time for work, and we might make it into the neutral, which should stave off getting fired from our job. Because getting fired will be not good for our fragile little ego right now. All right, to go to work. Yeah, I didn't make it to the neutral, but we're on our way. All right, so that 850 simoleon winnings might be our saving grace to try and avoid bankruptcy. I do think finding a different job will behoove us. Too depressed to find a job. Not good. Let's call a neighbor. Let's get Bella Goth back over here. Oh man, watching plants grow. But you sound maybe more interesting. Okay, well that's nice. There you go. Socializing over lunch. I like it. We'll just use that potty quick. Which is apparently now broken. That's okay. And we'll watch TV. And let's switch it to romance. And hopefully Bella will watch TV with us. And ideally, let's try and cuddle. Why not? Well, you go big or go home. That's really the only options in The Sims sometimes. Okay, so let's slow our roll a little bit here and talk about interests. Let's see, our interests seem to bring us together a little bit. Let's try a joke. She didn't like it last time, but I'm hoping we might get a little bit farther with the joke this time around. Because we have a lot of interest in the line. Oh boy, she's just not into the jokes. Thought I had jokes for days, but let's go talk about our interests. And grab a plate. Use the toilet, take a shower, and sleep. We had to shoo her out of the bathroom, apparently. She just wants to chat. Well, I mean, we got a little bit of social back. We're into the yellow a little bit. Maybe by the time we wake up, we might be in a good enough mood to preserve our job. That's ultimately the hope. Come on, don't get too pissy. All right, so Sim's got some problems. I gotta say, he's got a broken something sink and a lot of mess to clean up in his house. I think at this point it might behoove us to maybe hire a maid. Again, he's a messy sim, so and we've hit our max Q, but this is what you get when you build in a personality flaw. I thought it'd be fun to overcome, but it's actually just become work. I do think it's cool how the game builds these quirks into your characters that you then not just have to put up with, but you actually have to actively find ways to solve it. It's kind of like being just an actual person, as you have to come up with ways to overcome your own personality flaws. But in this way, you get some really nice micro control. Oh, I should have let him shoot those fireworks off for some fun, but it's okay. We'll let's see if he'll find a job now. He might not, but that's okay. Yep, figured. Okay, so let him shoot off some fireworks, and maybe he'll play with the cat for a while. We're gonna let him manage his own time here. He's gonna snack and trash the place. We're just gonna let it ride. One of the things I've always liked to do with The Sims is just see, what they do when left to their own devices. This guy didn't even go to the bathroom on his own. That just goes to show you, like, oh no. It just goes to show you how ridiculous a sim is if you don't. What? If you don't try and micromanage your Sims, they will leave, no stone unturned with how they're going to ruin their own lives. Yeah, we're just going to miss work. Hate to say it, but brother here's got some problems. Like, he's got to do. I'm going to have to jump back in and at least make him shower. And you know what? We're just going to have to clean up his piss outside. Let's see. Maybe he'll find a job now. Nope. Still too depressed. Oh boy. Alright. So I don't know. He won't clean these up, so I'm just going to move him outside to try and improve his mood a little bit in his house. From there, he needs some food. Empty his trash. There, at least we got those balloons cleaned up finally. And he set the place on fire again. So let's just go jump in this magic hole. Oh. Nope. Guess we can't. Fair enough. Well, while we're micromanaging him, let's just do that. Empty the trash. We made a new cat friend. We're going to blow up some fireworks. He's very sad because he doesn't have any friends. But every friend he talks to seems to hate him just a little bit, which is kind of entertaining. So we're just going to leave him to his own devices. Apparently what he likes to do is just blow things up, which is admirable. I, too, like to blow things up. Well, I do appreciate your views. I appreciate you joining the stream today. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Watching the boring life of Urza Master Unpleasant has probably been just that. But it's interesting to revisit this game. I think next time we do a stream on The Sims, we will probably do something a little more entertaining. Maybe building a mansion or building a haunted house. Something to that effect might be a little bit more interesting. I might spare some of the details on the haunted house and start it pre-built and move in a nice happy family to haunt, just because it's a little gory to get there. But we've done just about an hour. I appreciate all your time. Again, I am Urza Master, 1/3 of the Digital Escape Podcast. We are here on Facebook. You can search us out at Digital Escape Podcast. We have a YouTube exclusive podcast called the Warp Core Podcast, which is all Star Trek. Check that out if you have the time. The Digital Escape Podcast is also weekly episodic. We're available on all podcast platforms and here on YouTube. You can even ask for us on your Alexa device. If you've got a smart speaker, you can say, "Hey Alexa, play the Digital Escape Podcast." Give us a follow. You can also follow my friend John Cow over at Two Cows Gaming. He's available on Facebook and I believe on Twitch. That's all I've got for you. I appreciate your time. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We'll be getting back to some computer videos later this week. I'm going to be doing some probably cleanup projects. And hopefully at some point, I've got an Amazon order with some parts to repair some of these older ones that need a battery or two, and we'll take it from there.